Hey everybody, sorry about running a few minutes late. I'll take all the blame on that one, but thanks for joining us tonight on Tuesday Night Silent Live. We're here with Double A, the Enforcer, the member of the Four Horsemen, Coach AEW for Cody Rhodes, Arn Anderson. Thank you, Arn, for once again coming to High Spots and sharing, spending your time with our fans.
Thanks for having me.
So this is the format where we're going to sign a bunch of stuff on camera. You're going to see Arn sign each and every piece. It's nothing behind the scenes like we do on some other nights. We'll deal with your inscriptions. We'll give you some shout outs. We'll feed in all the mail orders first. But if you have not had an opportunity yet to get your order in, there is still time. We have several promos online at highspotsauctions.com. I could run through them for you real quick, but you can go see these. You got one with the NWA TV belt. Got a picture standing with Ric Flair. We have Arn with the Rhodes insignia, holding a chair, which will work with AEW. We got one that's actually already signed by Larry Zbyszko. So this will complete that shot for you, and you put Arn's autograph there, and you've got a tag team photo. Just a shot of Arn there in his grizzled prime. And then, of course,
still look like that. What do you
still
mean
look like
prime?
that. I know. You still look like that.
Just not going to offend you and take my shirt off.
And then also a picture with the Brainbusters. And we got one art piece. Once again, our good friend Vinay. This is actually a custom piece that he did for Tony Hunter Productions. Tony's in the house today. There we go. And then we have a couple other things that we just added to the website. How about this? Replica. These are replica trunks. Don't get too excited. These aren't ones came from Arn's closet. These are replica trunks. You can buy these at highspotsauctions.com. And then we have, how many of these left?
7.
We have a few of these left. These turnbuckles. These are embroidered turnbuckles. They have the Spine Buster, Arn Anderson logo. You can sign on the top and the bottom. Free inscriptions on this one because it's a higher end piece. So he'll personalize it however you'd like. And then one final thing that we do not have on highspotsauctions.com. We have 2 of these classic Series 12 figures. Jack specific 12 figures. You could comment in the right. You could just put sold classic Arn Anderson, $80. $80. We got 2 of these. We'll sign them whatever color pen you'd like. We got some pink pens here. Look really nice. Just say sold Jack specific Arn, $80. And then we'll cycle these through. We'll send you an invoice. You'll pay it up, and we'll put this right in the light up. So, without further ado, just want to give a shout out to once again the Steel Cage Lounge podcast for being a great partner and sponsor of the show. So let's go ahead and get these pieces cycled through.
Can I point out something?
Please point out something.
I don't think I can fit in these.
I don't know. They stretch.
They're nice. It's nice work. Whoever did them, nice work.
They stretch, on.
Yeah, they don't stretch that much.
But I think at one point you would have fit into these. You don't think you would have?
Maybe when I was 7th grade, attacking all of the neighborhood kids in my underwear, by the way, with a face mask toboggan on and a string down in my underwear.
Right. Well,
those would have came in handy. That would have legitimized it.
they sure would have.
Instead
Well,
of
these will look great signed, and maybe put these in a little shadow box. You know, if you've got that Arn Anderson 8x10 already, this is something a little unique. So, all right, here we go, guys. We're going to start with these mail-ins. All right, this is going to be Bradley Robbins in Mississippi. He's very specific. He wants it signed right there in that open spot.
he's going to get exactly
with
what he
this
wants.
particular pen.
Bradley. Which brings back a lot of memories, even a replica.
All right, thank you, Bradley.
Awesome.
All right, now this one, believe it or not, Arn, these guys were so patient. Remember, you were here
Yes.
in September. We messed up the inscription a little bit. So what we said is, hey, listen, inevitably we're going to get Arn back here. So if you wouldn't mind letting us hold on to this piece for you. So what I'm going to do, so you put to Paula, but it's actually to Paula and Steven. Okay?
I can fix that.
You can. So what we're going to have you do,
I bet if I go right out to the side.
if you could change that exclamation mark to an and then put
I sure can.
Steven.
Good idea.
There we go.
With a V. I apologize for that.
Oh, it was not your fault. We take all the blame. All right, there we go.
Perfect.
It took us a couple months, but Arn's been busy. Working weekly over there at AEW.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad to be staying semi-busy anyway.
All right, so this, we just need an autograph in black ink. No inscription. You could follow the arrow as exactly the way he'd like it.
Sign
Just
in black
right there.
and just a signature.
And this one was sent in by Josh Lilly. Thank you, Josh.
Let me ask you something, can I, Michael?
Absolutely.
Would you say we really missed the boat by not properly promoting that group? Dangerous Alliance?
Dangerous Alliance? I think so, but
At the time, it was like, you know, we didn't really realize what we had and where the careers were going to splinter off and just how, you know, hot a lot of the go, you know, look at Austin, look at, you know,
right.
Rick Rude. It's like, God, if we'd only known where those guys were headed, we could have probably turned that into something really, really special. I feel like we missed the boat on that.
Do you think at the time you knew you missed the boat, or
No.
it's looking back on it?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
We're just, you know, we're doing a good thing. It was just a bunch of veterans all put together, Bobby Eaton, Larry. I mean, a lot of great minds, Paul Lee. It was just, ship was sailing, you know, smooth. We just, I don't think any of us, who would have ever thought Austin's career would have taken off.
Sure.
When we knew he was going to be good, because he was already good and all that, but that new persona just clicked, and it was one of those rare entities that just happens.
And maybe you were in another group that might have overshadowed that one. So maybe they weren't just thinking that maybe this group had enough fuel behind it after you had a pretty good run with the previous one.
Good point. That one wasn't, you know, that didn't suck.
No, that did all right.
It was all right.
All right, this is again just your signature on this one in gold.
Okay.
They actually, last week Scott signed this one, so Enrique Barajas just said, hold on to the boot and let Arn sign this one if you don't mind.
Well,
so,
I'm honored to do that.
So just, actually, if you want to put it right there, that might look really good.
That would look real good. Okay.
On the case, this one is going to be from Bobby Farrell in Rome, Georgia. You familiar with Rome, Georgia, huh? Might have been there once or twice.
They don't like me there, I don't think.
He wants with a paint pen. So let's see.
Pink?
I don't know. You think pink? I don't know if he wants pink.
Is that what he said, pink?
No, he said paint pen.
Oh, a paint.
Paint pen. Let's do.
Red works.
We'll
You
do
know,
red?
red looks good with the boots.
Except
It's up to you.
I think the red's the only color we don't have in there.
Ah, come on.
I know.
Michael, geez.
I know. Let's do it. No, that blue might.
Well, it might look good with all this stuff, the blue.
Yeah, it might. All right, we'll try it. Let's try.
You and
If
I
not,
are-
we'll wipe it off if it doesn't look good.
You know, you and I are struggling artists, apparently, trying to figure out what would actually.
I want it to
work.
look the best. This guy went through the trouble of sending this in. I want it to look the best for him. He just wants the signature on
Just a
this one.
signature. Look at there.
Oh, that looks good.
That's popping.
There we go.
That's pretty sweet.
There we go. Bobby, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Trade you. All right. All right. This one is It's not autographed. We were commenting beforehand. Arn's going to give some critique to those young lads about their autographs when he sees them next time. But all right, this one's just a signature, right there. We don't have a name or a shout out on that one.
It's the guy every week. It's
Oh,
a photo book.
okay. Well, you still like to give him a shout out. All right, thank you. It's what? On the front of the book? Okay, yeah. Joseph Gonzalez. We've added to it. I think we're just storing this encyclopedia for life. That's what I think what we're doing. We just see all those. Those are all the ones that.
Holy smokes.
Yeah,
Well, it's in safekeeping.
it is until we lose it. After we'll probably lose it after we get them 100 autographs. That's probably the way it works. So.
Well, then you're on your own.
All right. This is for John Fox. Not that John Fox, but
I love John Fox. I thought he was a great coach.
just your signature on that one.
Okay. You know, I keep hearing from people that know, people like Alex Marvez and, you know, legitimate sports people, that we've got a hell of a coach with the Panthers.
Yeah. Well, you know, it seems like we just got rid of a hell of a coach. He's doing a pretty good job in Washington.
Last
right
night
now.
was awesome, wasn't it?
That was
The
pretty
finish
amazing.
was phenomenal. I just hope we can pick up some players and get this thing turned around. You a big football fan?
I love football. I love it.
Boy, me too. I'm a big Panthers fan.
All right, this one is going to be for Jonathan Eifert, but we're going to put, let's see if we put no color specified. Jonathan, I'm just reading over your instructions. Can you put to Eli, Arn Anderson, TV champ?
Yep. Any particular color?
Let's
Probably need silver, maybe,
wanna
if
try
we're going to
silver?
go here.
Let's
Let's
try
try
silver.
that.
All right. Let's try silver.
So, give me that one more time.
The to Eli, ELI.
To Eli, I can do that.
And then Arn Anderson, and then TV champ.
Eli reminds me just a little bit of Daniel Bryan when you first glance at him.
He's got a little Daniel Bryan to him
Just
with
a
the
little
beard.
bit, a little bit.
There you go, Eli. Thank you so much. All right, this next one's going to be for Sal Galindo. Let's see. He wants you just to sign your name there.
Yep.
And then if you wouldn't mind adding the inscription, "We are the best, we are the Horsemen." All right, there you go, Sal. Thank you so much.
Outstanding.
All right, next one I'm gonna let's see. This one's gonna be for Dalton Harris. This one just a signature, no personalization needed. Dalton from Seymour, Missouri.
Okay, dokie. Thank you, Dalton.
There you go. And also, just your signature on this one. This one's for William Romine. Just your signature.
Okay.
In Clinton, Indiana. All right. Thank you, William. Hang on to this one.
No, this one.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, here's the pen.
White pink pen.
Right here.
All right. So this one, Forcer Arn Anderson. All right. He has given specific instructions on where and what he'd like for you to write.
Certainly
This
will
is
do
for
just
Michael
that.
DeRoche. He's provided with you his own paint pen. Make sure it's primed. I want you to write Enforcer Arn Anderson, 4-time NWA WCW TV champ.
Got
It's
it.
a lot of writing for a small area.
I'm just the man can do it too. Okay.
All right. And we actually have, I'm going to repeat that same thing, right? We're just Enforcer Arn Anderson. Same.
Gotcha.
Actually, I'm going to take that one apart.
White pen?
Yes. I'm going to put this one right. A lot of mileage on these plates. These plates are being held together with some heavy-duty tape.
Not kidding. Which makes it even more special.
All right, there you go, Michael. Thank you so much. And I'll make sure that
Get
pen
that-
that you provided gets back to you.
God, I was gonna
Yeah.
take. I was gonna clip that too.
Well, I'm sure if you want to take it home, he'll let it slide. I'm sure of that. All right.
Looks like that one is already full.
We've accumulated a few names on this one.
Fantastic.
This one's for Joe Schenkel. You can add your signature to it anywhere you'd like, just not on the. You ever signed one of these rings yet? Is this a first?
This is pretty cool.
All right, Joe, signed it live for you. That thing is getting filled up with nice autographs. All right, one more. This is Brian Hetfer. Brian Hetfer, we're signing yours now. Just your signature again.
Thunder Rosa.
We got Ortiz and Santana, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Luchasaurus, Adam Page.
Now see, there's the whole
That's
Luchasaurus
the
thing.
Lucha, but can you recognize that one? Who's
No,
that?
gotta fix that.
That's Jungle Boy.
Gotta fix that because the upside on that kid's career, as popular as he's going to be in the future, you want to be able to spot his signature. It needs to be crystal clear, doesn't it?
I agree with you. I think you are the perfect person to deliver that message.
I think I'm trying to better him as a product, and I don't think he will take that the right way. It can be bad, just like mine is, as long as it's
It's
legible.
legible, and that's Marco's stunts right there. What do you think? Should we talk to Marco
Marco-
about his signature too?
I can beat Marco. I'll threaten him. He's gonna have to fix that.
All right, you heard that, guys. Coach is coming after you. All right, this one's going to be done in yellow for Ryan Barreto. All right, he is giving you a laundry list of terms that he'd like
So,
for you.
okay, I'll get them all.
This will be headed all the way back to Canada, just outside of Toronto. Do we have anybody pick up any of these figures yet?
Yep, we got Paul Huntington finishing up one right now.
All right. I'll take one off the board for Paul. Meaning we
Updating
have,
his order right now, so we get that out to you.
means we have one left on Jack's Classic Series 12.
$80.
$80. All right, Ryan, sign that exact figure for you right there. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into some of these highspotsauction.com. This is the first one. We'll get you and Larry.
You ever been around Larry?
Well, a few times, including this signing right here.
He's hilarious.
He is. He is. He's a comedian.
Michael?
Just your signature on this.
Yep.
one. Yes.
Technical note.
Okay.
We are having a small server delay on Shopify.
Okay.
I am sending out requests to figure out what is going on, but let people know that that will put us a couple of minutes behind. As far as
Okay.
printing
So,
orders.
all right. So, guys, don't worry about it. If you already got your orders in, no delay whatsoever. For those of you that might be trying to put in an order right now,
Yeah.
it sounds like the server's a little backed up. Sometimes that happens on Shopify, so just give it a few minutes. We should be fine. We'll make sure we have plenty of time for you to get your orders in. Again, just your signature. And I think that also probably means there's a delay in invoicing, right?
No.
No, you were able to
haven't had
invoice?
anything to invoice right now. What that means is that we're not getting the information all at one time.
Okay.
We are at a downgraded status currently, which just means in technical nerd terms that we have to be very careful what we do. So,
All right.
taking care of it, guys. Just give me some time to fix it up.
All right. This one we're actually going to do to the artist himself. This is going to be to Vinay. So it's V-I-N-A-Y. V-I-N-A-Y.
Good stuff, Vinay. Nice artwork.
He really, some artists really like to make sure that the talent likes what they drew for him. So Vinay, I know, is particularly sensitive, making sure that the talent likes it.
And I bet the talent are very sensitive on how they look.
I bet. All right, this is going to be from Mike Gutierrez. If you put to Mike,
Will do.
and then he wants you to write the enforcer, Arn Anderson. You know, we allow customers, when they get personalizations, to also send in their questions. We appreciate those questions. Mike has asked, outside of the Nightmare family, who would you like to work with as a coach, as a mentor?
I don't think there's much that I can teach them, but I wouldn't mind sitting in on a couple of the FTR skull sessions.
A little jealous that your old partner
More
gets
than
to
a
work
little.
with them? Yeah.
My ass is completely chapped. He just took them, didn't he?
He did. Just took them.
But hey, you know what? They couldn't have a better mind for the industry. Tully has been away for a long time, but he's catching up really quickly.
Yeah.
He had an incredible wrestling IQ back in the day, and it's not taking him too much to catch up. So he's going to be able to add to those guys who are already, in my opinion, the best team in the world, which I've stated probably many, many times to people who are sick of it, but it's absolutely true. And they earn it because they do their homework, they watch film, they study, they do their cardio. They're prepared for anything that comes up.
Right. And your role now in AEW is you can go to anybody if you want to make a suggestion. Is it kind of an open policy?
Yeah, well, you know what, it's never came up. But yeah, I think, Cody, obviously I'm there to lend expertise to, on some weeks, what his game plan is. We work it out together. But there's weeks that I go, hey, what'd you have in mind tonight? And he tells me, and I go, do that. And we leave it at that. But if there's young talent, because it's all about the young talent with those guys, they're all young talent, pretty much,
Right.
with the exception of a few guys, a few veterans, and those guys need help. They've never been under the influence of guys with 20, 30 years experience. So it's just going to make the product better, which makes Cody better, which makes AEW better. And yeah, I'm available to help anybody that wants it or needs it.
Right. And it's great that guys like you and Tully and Jake Roberts with so much experience and you know, some of the greatest minds that we still have in this business can pass it on to some of these younger kids.
Thank you for that, and I'm more than happy to do just that.
All right, next up we have two pieces purchased by Jason Howard. Jason just wants you to write the Enforcer Arn Anderson on both of these. All right,
Okay.
Jason also would like for you to sign that piece, same way, the Enforcer Arn Anderson. There we go.
Perfect.
All right, this next one we're going to do a book. How about that? An Arn Anderson book, which is available at highspotsauctions.com. Let's see. What, you have a preference? You usually on that page? Is that the page
Usually,
you like
yep,
to use? There we
yep.
go. Are you more of a ballpoint guy, or are you like a Sharpie on these?
Usually you do a Sharpie.
All right.
I just think
Well, there we
it's a little bolder.
All right, to Ryan, R-Y-A-N, the Enforcer Arn Anderson.
Ryan, I hope you enjoy the read.
And Ryan wants the same thing written on the promo there.
Okay.
To Ryan.
What do you think, gold?
Well, I think in this space here, if you stick to blue, or if we're going to use gold,
Okay.
let's do it down here, whichever you
We'll
want to
go
do.
right here.
Okay. So Ryan has sent on a question that, you know, you probably get a lot of the same questions, but I'm not sure you've had this one a lot. Which wrestler could sing the best? Sing.
You're not going to believe me when I tell you.
Who's that?
Brian Knobs. Now, do you like Joe Cocker?
Sure.
Do you like You Are So Beautiful?
Is that his go-to song?
Now, I don't know if he can sing anything else.
but how many times have you heard that
He
one?
has got tore up, and we demand that he sing that. And just as he's tapering off towards the finish, we all slip out the back door and leave. So we get entertained, and we get away from Knobs.
That's a win-win.
He can sing that song, boy.
All right, our first of hopefully at least 6, because we have 6 of these available. Replica trunks that we literally put up an hour before the show. Threw them together today in the back. How about that? Thank you very much
Good
to
work.
my talented seamstress team in the back. So he just wants you to write the Enforcer Arn Anderson. This one's for Adam DelGrosse. It's just the Enforcer Arn Anderson. If you want to use a black,
Okay.
and I'll stretch it out there for you so you can work your magic. The Enforcer
This
Arn
feels a
Anderson.
little,
Too constricted?
no, you're just kind of stretching that out in the crotch area. Just, what do you want on this?
The Enforcer Arn Anderson. I'll stay away from the crotch area.
Okay.
Actually, remind me to show you guys a little trick that we can make this easier to sign in the future.
Deal.
It involves one of our magnetic hoops that we use. If we put this in one of those hoops, it'll stretch it out. All right, there we go.
We're out of figures.
All right, the last figure is sold. So, Adam, these trunks are headed your way. Arn said he's going to put these on for you right before we send them out.
I don't know.
You don't think so? Maybe a leg will fit into it?
No.
No, not even a leg?
Well, yeah, you know, my legs are not big like they once were.
Yep, but I'm going to trade you for that one right there. That one's already been paid for.
All right.
That's Paul Huntington's.
All right, Paul. This was purchased at the beginning of the show.
Good choice, Paul. Good choice.
All right, he just wants you to.
So it's
Just-
been altered at the bottom.
Okay. He's got a laundry list.
It's okay. That's
So,
why I'm here.
4 Horsemen, the Enforcer, WWE Hall of Fame 2012, AEW Coach. I was reading that as couch. I was like, he's not a couch. He's a coach. You still got to sign your name, Arn. Maybe down at the bottom
Ah,
here. Right down at the bottom, maybe. You-
see, when you
I know.
just
when you
do
focus on everything else.
exactly like it is, instead of doing what I normally do, and that's just ad lib,
Right.
you blow it. I blow it,
I'd say right at the bottom. That way we could. Yep.
separate it.
Yep.
Okay. Good catch.
There we go.
Perfect.
Thank you, Paul. I probably want to be careful on that, no, because it's still wet. So. All right, next up, Clint Smith. You are on the clock. Let's see. This will be. So again, we'll either do gold down here or blue up here. Your choice.
Let's see how that looks.
Okay.
What does he want? Just signature?
He wants it to Clint, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Okay.
So let's give you a gold that writes. How about that?
That'll work.
That'll be a fair fight if let's do this paint.
Okay. To Clint.
To Clint, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. All right.
Looks pretty good.
I think so. I think either way it looks good. All right, Clint's also asked the question, if you had a favorite match that you were a road agent for. One that stands out. Probably seen a decent match or two as an agent.
Oh yeah, I tell you, ones that performed at a very high level night after night with the Wyatts against the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Tore it up every single night. I just enjoyed the different well, I guess what would I say? The wrestling styles.
A little less technical, a little more physical.
It was technical when you got Rollins in there with like Harper or Bray. The one you can get technical, and then you can get some super brawling in there with Big Red and the rest of the crew. Ambrose, he's just going to be all over the place, which I love. You never know what to expect out of him. Roman Reigns is a Samoan ass-kicking machine.
Yes, he is.
So every night I enjoyed just seeing what they were going to bring. And they were smart enough because they wanted to really hone their craft. Every night was different. Wasn't the same. And got to respect that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good question. Thank you very much.
Good question.
All right, DeMarcus Smith. He wants you to write to Marcus.
Will do.
To Marcus, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Okay.
Marcus is from Spartanburg, South Carolina. You might have visited that town once or twice in your career.
Well, he could just probably get in the car and come on up here, and we could probably just
You bet.
answer his question in person before we leave.
We probably could, but
But- Well, maybe he's watching TV
he
too.
might be watching it right now.
Could be. Okay.
To Marcus, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. He has specifically asked if you had any memories of working in Spartanburg, South Carolina. That was one of Crockett's hot towns, a building that still stands today, still used for wrestling.
Check your Google or whatever whatever you use, if you do use that, go back to, I want to say it was around March the 5th or 6th. Spartanburg was actually my first television taping with Jim Crockett.
Oh, wow.
When I transferred up from Pensacola, Florida, and I had a match, broke a young man's arm, and Manny Fernandez came down and stuck his nose in it, and I left him laying to. So I had a really good first television. You can find that footage, I think, if you Google it. Be around March the 5th, 85.
All right. Do some research there. All right, Levi Ward, you're up. This is going to be 2 Levi.
Okay, cool name.
Levi has asked your thoughts on George South, good friend of ours and one of the trainers at our wrestling school.
George has been around in this business, I think, since I have. Anybody know off the top of their head what year he started? I started in '82.
He was probably 2 years after me.
Probably not much longer. George was always a tremendous wrestler and a great human being, and just a pleasure to be around. He's always so polite, so respectful of the business, good man, and I had the pleasure of meeting his son that I did not know was in the business just a few weeks ago, George Jr.
That's right, he was wrestling on Dark.
Yes, yes, he was, and that was a really pleasant surprise. And just like George is really a respectful, kind person, that's what I got from his son too. So respectful. So George is an asset to the business, and he is like a national treasure.
He is.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right, next up we have Ashley Lindridge, all the way in the UK. Just wants your signature in black ink.
Ashton, or just
It's not
signature?
personalized, just your signature. Just Arn Anderson.
UK, I just want to give a shout out. The fans there are fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And they're, other than in the U.S., is by far our biggest customer base.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I just want to thank them for all the support over the years. You guys are awesome, man. Hope we can get back over there sooner than later and do some live stuff where I can shake your hand and thank you for all your support.
All right, Ashley.
Stay
Sunrise.
safe. Stay safe, my friend.
All right, next one is going to be from Michael Payne. Michael's in Ontario, Canada. He'd like it to inscribe to Michael, and it's AEL.
Where we at?
To Michael,
To Michael.
and then the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Just a reminder to everybody, if you're watching and you say, hey, how do I get involved? How do I get something here? Just go to highspotsauctions.com. We have a bunch of promos that are going to be available for you to choose from. We have a piece of art. We have a turnbuckle. We have some replica gear. We have a book.
That's all the stuff.
Okay, well, where's the, oh, I see. A little bit of everything. This is from Mike Peach.
Yeah, that's all he wants. Yep, the last figure that we had.
All right, Mike Peach, do you have any oh yeah, just to sign it, Enforcer Arn Anderson. So let me get that
Got it.
back out for you. Just the Enforcer Arn Anderson. Mike, I think we had about 8 orders going out to you today in Canada, so your mailbox is about to be really filled up. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right, this one just a straight signature there.
Okay.
This is from Michelle Gambino, Selden, New York.
Thank you, Michelle.
There we go. Signed live for you. All right. We got 2 photos. This one's going to be, let's see, 2. This is going to be to Shane. For Michael Shane Ellis, this is going to be just to Shane.
S-H-A.
All right, and then well, the same inscription on this one. Let's put this one in gold. I'll prime the gold for you so we don't. Actually, let's just switch.
Michael, I've just had a revelation.
What's that, Arn?
Looking at this picture,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just occurred to me, I'm losing my hair.
No.
Yes.
No.
Can't believe it.
You know, I want to ask you a question. I heard in the early WCW figure that they made a figure of you, and there was a little less hair than there should have been, and you made them redo the figure.
Correct. There was a, what is it called? Hanukkah? What is it?
Galoob.
No, not the company. The company of Goobers. What is that? What is that thing?
yeah.
The
Yarmulke?
the yarmulke. That's it. What did I call it? Dean's hot. Now, who is this for?
This is going to be to Shane as well.
Okay.
Shane comes from Thomaston, Georgia. Shane has said, in his opinion, you are the greatest of all time.
Oh my God. Shane, you are too kind. I don't know that I can accept that compliment, but thank you very much. Made my night.
All right, let's see. We have just this one says the personalization says not Ricky Steamboat. I don't know. We're not going to put that. We're just going to have you sign this one. This is.
Should I
this
sign not Ricky Steamboat over myself?
Michael Blanton, if you're watching, I'm gonna put this one behind. Do you really want him to say not Ricky Steamboat as your personalization? I'm gonna put this one right to the side. I'm gonna come next. No, we haven't signed it yet, so nothing yet.
That would be the coolest
'cause he's
autograph
usually
I've
watching.
ever done.
Okay, well then maybe he'll have you do that. All right, this one's gonna be for Rich Melber. I just took away all your pens, but if you put to Rich, the enforcer.
Yep.
Rich wants to know who your favorite tag team to work with was when you were in the WWF.
Rockers.
Rockers, yeah, they're special.
Demolition was not too far behind. Totally different match, totally different styles, and when Marty and Sean were young, man, were they incredible team.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
All right, this one's actually going to be for Shane again. Shane made a second order, so
Attaboy, Shane.
he didn't get enough with the first 2 pictures, so this will be also to Shane.
Yep.
We also want to make the note that he loves your podcast. I love your podcast too. It's played all the time here in the office, your podcast.
Really?
Absolutely. Sometimes I'll think, didn't I listen to this podcast already? It's because someone else is listening to it now. Maybe someone in the office listened to it on a Monday and someone else listens to it on a Wednesday. So
That's why I'm popular here.
you're pretty over here.
Cosmos.
Yep,
We
you
have
are.
a response to the not Ricky Steamboat.
Okay.
Not Ricky Steamboat was what Arn yelled at Jim Ross the night that Steamboat was the mystery partner of Dusty Rhodes when Arn and Larry lost the tag titles at Clash of Champions.
So when he pulled off the dragon head, I must have said, not Steamboat. That kind of thing?
Yeah.
Shock. I wish you could have heard those. It couldn't have been over 7,500 in that Savannah building. I mean, it was packed to the rafters. It just wasn't that big a building. I couldn't believe the reaction when he pulled that dragon head off. Nobody had a clue. It's awesome. And that was the best Larry has ever been that I have witnessed and seen. What a partner he was that night, man. So much fun.
But we have not gotten a response on whether that's the inscription that Michael
Just
Blanton
letting
wants.
people know why it was
Maybe
there.
Michael Blanton's not watching currently, but maybe he'll be back with us here soon. So this one he wants you to write to Eric the Enforcer Arn Anderson Hall of Fame 2012. This is for Eric Kaufhold in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay, to Eric. Hope you enjoy the read, Eric.
There we go. Got
A
everything
little
in
bit
there.
of stuff about my life and the business.
Same guy, Eric. I want you to put to Eric, the Enforcer Arn Anderson. Maybe if you want to put it in black there or gold there.
I think the black kick. I think you were right. It kicks
Okay.
better. To Eric.
Mm-hmm.
The Enforcer.
Sure.
Is that what he wanted?
You wanted the Enforcer, Eric, the Enforcer Arn Anderson. Yep. Eric, I'm sure you can't tell the best one, but he has asked for your favorite Horseman party story. And I'm sure your favorite's the one that you're not allowed to retell to protect the innocent, but maybe one that's safe for those of us that are still around.
Let's see. I want to say it was my 35th birthday, maybe. I'm not positive. I don't know why I'm wanting to round it off to 35th. Might have been the 37th. Next door to Gold's Gym over in South Park, which is a really nice area of Charlotte. Rick had a gym in there as one of his premier Gold's gyms, and right next to it was a restaurant bar that he rented out for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to get Steamboat was there, Ted DiBiase and his wife. A lot of people flew in for it. Bobby Eaton, his wife Donna. I mean, it's just several of the boys and a lot of our friends here locally, and just had a birthday party that was just off the hook. And we have some pictures of Rick, of course. Got down to his underwear and was up on the table doing the boogaloo. So we do have some pictures of that. It was just, and then we have another picture of Steamboat's shirt ripped open, chop marks on his chest. You know who those had to come from.
Oh, for sure. Didn't get enough of those in the 60 minutes they were in the ring, right? Had
Yeah,
a few extra
yeah.
in the restaurant.
My birthday party could have certainly did without it, but you know what? And one of those days, what the hell ever happens, happens. And it was just a really great time, safe. Nobody drove home. Everybody was hammered. It was a great night.
Different times. No viral videos from the putting on.
Well, they could have
put on,
videoed
line
that one.
5
I
minutes
mean,
later.
yeah, I mean, Rick was up on the table dancing in his underwear, but it was his wife was standing right there, and mine was there, and no harm, no foul.
Absolutely.
If you were
Good
offended,
old-fashioned
you could
fun.
always leave the room.
All right. Next one is purchased by Michael Walsh, but I see he wants a to Anthony.
Sounds like a Christmas gift.
To Anthony, also known as Mean Chimino.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll take him at his word.
Yep.
To Anthony.
AKA Mean Chimino. All right.
Something tells me he's earned that moniker.
I think so. There we go.
There you go, sir.
That is indeed a Christmas present. Done exactly as you asked. Okay, still waiting for Michael Blanton to say if he wants that. I'm probably saying that's probably what he wants. He's all right. This one is just your signature. We'll do that one in gold.
You notice the gold tie really matches the gold pin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you're a fashion and what's that word?
Aficionado.
That's the one.
Yep. Well, as you can see, this is about as dressed up as I get. So
Looking pretty good to
I
me.
think so. I got good fashion. This shirt's actually going to be for sale. This is a Conrad Thompson design that we're going to be selling on Friday on our Christmas special that is featuring the Four Horsemen, because we can never feature the Four Horsemen enough around here. So,
For true.
all right, just your signature on
Just
this.
a signature.
Again, I give you these pens
Wait a
and they
minute.
dry
Here,
out.
wait a
You
minute.
saved
Wait, here
it.
we
You
go.
saved it.
Here
You
we
just had
go.
to get started.
Here we go. It's coming through. It just took a little pressure.
All right, there we go. This is for Alex Naranjo in Central Islip, New York. Thank you so much for your purchase tonight. All right, this one's going to be for Justin Miller. Justin. Justin didn't have a question, but he makes a statement. His statement is that your Fall Brawl 96 promos were the best.
Oh, 96. Is that when I wrestled Rick?
Honestly, I don't remember exactly when that was.
Sounds right.
I'm
Thank
sure,
you.
I'm sure
Thank you for
someone
that.
is going to tell us exactly what those were in the
I
comments.
think it was Wrestling Rick in Asheville, and that was a nerve-wracking day.
All right, this one's going to be to Kurt, C-U-R-T.
Actually, we're in a War Games match.
That was a War Games, okay.
Yeah. NWO versus Team WCW.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I blew that one.
All right, this one's just a signature for Wayne Jewett. This is just your signature.
Got it.
Wayne Jewett in the warm weather of Franklin, Vermont right now.
They might be getting snow as we speak.
They might. They might have been getting snow starting in September and not ending till March. All right, next one's for Jesse Vaughn, who wants a green paint pen. All right, Jesse, we will oblige. Make sure this one's all primed and ready. And
Jesse?
he wants, this is Jesse. He said if he could write something special for him.
Okay. Okay, Jesse, I'm going to go with my gut here because this is how I feel. I said to Jesse, green makes you unique.
Okay.
Good call.
Very
And it
good.
does. I don't think I've ever had a request for a green pen. That's cool.
All right, Jesse, we'll get that in the mail for you. Let's see. Next is going to be Charles Kangas in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. All right, this one's going to be, his nickname is Chaz, so if you put to Chaz Kangas. You want to do black or blue? On the, maybe on the skin, it'll pop a little more.
Yeah.
To Chaz Kangas.
Kangas, K-A-N.
Chaz, being from Minnesota, wants to know if you had any distinct memories of wrestling in Minnesota.
Freezing.
I don't understand how people live in those climates. I really don't.
Well, there's cold,
And
and
then
Chaz, he will tell you there's Minnesota cold.
Right.
And when it's 30 below and the wind is 30 miles an hour, literally when you walk out the doors, it will make you nauseous. It's a whole different kind of cold.
You know, we get like one of those days a year in Charlotte, right? Maybe
Never. 30 below?
one. Not 30 below, but I mean like a really, really cold day. And it's always a reminder of, thank goodness, who live here in the Carolinas, because we always get that one day a year. I'm thinking, like, how do people deal with this on a daily basis?
But cold to us is like 18, 20 degrees above, and no wind.
Right.
I'm not kidding you. Up there, it's you. If you have a flat or car trouble, you can die
Oh, yeah.
on the side of the road in that kind of cold. Tough people up in Minnesota, apparently.
Yeah. All right, next one we got Rajiv. Rajiv in Sacramento, California. This one's going to be to my friend Rajiv. IV. Yep. Rajiv is a fan of your ad-free show and the ad-free show family.
Thank you very much. If there's anything we can do to make this podcast better, and this goes out to everybody, please suggest, go to the Twitter account and let us know. We're always trying to make it a better listening experience for everybody.
Next one's for Robin Party in Goose Bay, Canada. This
Ooh,
is
that sounds cold too, don't it?
to Robin.
Goose Bay. Yeah, that sounds like it's cold too.
Let me just clean up that end there for Robin. There we go.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. Robin, signed it live for you. Again, guys, you got a few more minutes. Step up. Go to highspotsauctions.com. Join us. Get a turnbuckle pad. How about that? A turnbuckle pad right on cue. You knew as soon as I went into the promotions, let me get that ready. Or you get a not authentic, but a replica of Arn Anderson trunks so that he can still fit in today. You can also, if a picture isn't your thing, get this book. If a small picture's not your thing, get a big piece of art from Vinay Mehta, 11 by 17, with Arn and his distinctive TV championship belt. And of course, if it is your thing, we have multiple options on photos.
If you're a collector, that turnbuckle looks really good in your collection. It just brightens up the whole wall.
There are
It pops.
people there, and we usually save them for the end because it's easier to sign them back to back. But there are some people, I think the only thing they get now are these turnbuckle pads. We've turned them on. We've opened up a whole new opportunity to collectors. That all they want is on their walls are these turnbuckle pads.
It's amazing how it just brings the whole collection out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. Looks good.
All right, we got two photos here for Yvonne Burns. Wants this one signed in blue.
Okay, got it.
He wants this one to be to Yvonne and Nick. Now, see, I know Yvonne how to spell it because I had a friend in high school named Yvonne, spelled the exact same way.
What was her last name?
Well, it's Yvonne with an E.
What was your friend?
Hartman was Yvonne's. Her name was Hartman, but this is Yvonne Burns. But
You have it to Yvonne,
Yvonne
and Nick?
and Nick. All right, and with this, they've asked your toughest match at the Norfolk Scope, one of those historic buildings.
Ooh, wow. That could have been any number of guys.
Or just generally just thoughts on Norfolk, just the building and the town itself.
Yeah, when you have a round building like that, there's not a bad seat anywhere. And the fact that it was a military town and a lot of the crowd were military guys, and we never missed a chance to insult them. So it's probably a miracle we didn't really get our ass kicked before we ever got to the ring. And it really made for exciting atmosphere. It always put all those guys on the side of Dusty and Rock and Roll and Road Warriors and whoever it might be. It just kind of tipped the hand that way. So it was great arena, great town, and had a lot of fun in Norfolk.
I love some of those towns that that you used to go to a lot, like that, or the building, I should say, not just the town, the buildings. Now these buildings are kind of standard, like when you go to these big coliseums, they all kind of have the same feel to them when you're on the inside, which is probably good for sight lines. They maximize the best sight lines for everybody. But you get a building like the Scope, or you get a building like Dorton Arena, just has so much personality to it because it's really
and
unique.
another one like the Columbia Township.
Yep.
It's like they built it just like this, and if you're in the very top of the crow's nest, it feels like you're right on top of the ring.
It's good for everything except the leg room as a fan. They didn't really think about it in the township because you have about 10 inches to put your feet down.
Nor was I ever going to be in a situation to have to sit there, so I wasn't concerned with that.
All right, Yvonne also picked up this shot of you and Rick.
Okay.
Also signed in blue. So if you could add 4 Horsemen for life as the inscription.
Got it.
Somebody's saying, will the 4 Horsemen shirts be available on the website now? No, they will not, but I think these are available on Pro Wrestling Tees under Conrad's store. But these are going to be, with permission of Conrad, sold on Friday on our 4 Horsemen special. So if you check us out on Friday at 7 p.m., we'll be with you for about 90 minutes. Let's see, sign the Horsemen. We got it done, Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. All right, next one's going to be for Nick Chmielewski. Well, we'll go with that, in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. For your sake, just to Nick, N-I-C-K.
Sounds like an MMA guy.
It does.
So to Nick.
To Nick. Nick wants to know, what were your thoughts on the Hollywood Blondes?
Fantastic. Fantastic team. Really let you see the personality that Austin had and Pillman had. And those guys were awesome together. Loved wrestling them.
All right. Tim Kilkenny. Do you remember your first wrestling match, was his question.
Yeah. It was probably against the guy that trained me at a spot show in somewhere like Boaz or Albertville, Alabama, very small town. Probably had anywhere from 150 to 300 people. Probably would have been Ted Allen. That's the guy.
Yep.
That's the guy that trained me. He would have probably. I can't remember that night. I know Pat Rose was one of my first guys that I wrestled, but I think Ted Allen would have been the first one.
The late Ted Allen. We did a lot of good business with Ted. Wrestling rings. He was the latter part of his career. He built a lot of wrestling rings, delivered a lot of wrestling rings. So
tremendous talent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He could go.
He never got national attention, but he was a real regional star. So
yes, made a lot of us a lot better than we were.
Mm-hmm. All right, this one's for Tim, and if you wouldn't put to Timothy, and then put the Enforcer Arn Anderson Hall of Fame.
Okay. There you go, sir. Thank you, Timothy.
All right, next up, Daniel Rayleigh. He was born and raised in Rome, Georgia as well. How about that? Small world.
Yep.
This one's going to be to Daniel.
I should probably ask him if he has any Arn Anderson stories from Rome.
Daniel, are you watching? Do you have any Rome, Georgia stories?
That maybe you're father, uncle, grandfather, something might have told you?
All right, well, this one's going to be signed to Daniel, Rome, Georgia's own.
Okay.
All right, Daniel also added, and this just needs a signature, no inscription,
Okay.
just signed. Daniel now resides in Kathleen, Georgia. My guess not far from Rome.
Kathleen, I'm not familiar with that.
All right, this will be the latest stack of orders that came in. How about that?
Well,
Got a couple of
everybody,
books in there.
everybody could be with us.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. All right, this one's going to be for Todd the Bod. All right, this one's going to be
For Todd?
Todd the Bod.
Okay.
Oh, he wants this. This is actually Todd the Bod conquered Space Mountain. Conquered Space Mountain. You want to start over on one? I can get you a new one. Here.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Let me get another. There we go.
Sorry.
Oh. Todd the Bod conquered Space Mountain. He likes unique inscriptions. That's right down
Yeah.
here. Guys, for those of you who are nervous about your photos, you haven't seen them, look at this stack right here. The order we sign them has nothing to do with when you placed your order. We literally just print all the orders out and then we sort them by photo. So do not be concerned if you have not seen your order signed yet. All right, next one's going to be for Justin Hill in Fort Worth, Texas.
I knew those would catch
They're going to
fire.
catch on.
Catch fire.
Guess what they want? The Enforcer, Arn Anderson. Hold on. There we go. All right, Justin, thank you so much.
Very nice.
I need, is that for the same one? Gary Guzman?
Next one we got back to back. We got 3 ties back to back to back.
Okay, just put that one right there. All right. So he wants you to put to Gary, my #1 fan.
Okay. Okay.
All right, thank you, Gary. Gary says he's been a fan since the 80s, and he actually has a non-wrestling related question. He wants
Shoot.
to know what is your favorite type of music to listen to? Besides Brian Knobs.
Yes. He's good for one song and run out the back door. I'm a Motown guy.
Okay.
Love Led Zeppelin. Love 70s rock, Molly Hatchet. Some of that type stuff. And now as I get older, and they've kind of, country music has kind of graduated. It's a little bit of a blend,
Sure.
and I like a lot of that.
Okay.
So,
not one genre, a little bit of everything.
yeah, just good music, whatever it is.
All right, we're almost out of these trunks, right? We're getting low because this is, I think, the fourth pair we've signed. So we'll just get you to sign Arn Anderson.
It's a different artifact.
It
It's
is
unique.
No one has these reproduction gear. All right, just Arn Anderson. This is for Frank Ferraro in Yonkers, New York. Yonkers. Been to a couple shows in Yonkers at the PAL.
I bet it did well too, huh?
It did. It was packed. All right. I'm gonna also. We think silver on this, or we have a white peep tone. You wanna try this
Yeah, white,
All
for
right.
sure.
We're
Sorry, you ready?
gonna steal this person's white pen because I know this isn't ours.
Or use it up. One or the other.
Just sign down at the bottom. Oh yeah, that looks good. Hopefully it'll dry. It looks great. I guess check back in 5 minutes that it dries.
That's why.
If not, we'll go to the tried and true silver. But
Let everybody know we only have 15 minutes left on personalizations.
all right, you heard that. 15 minutes, and then we're going to close down your opportunity to get an inscription, personalized piece with Arn Anderson. Can't stay here all night. You got to get those orders in, guys. All right, next up is Adrian Gallup, also in the UK. Hopefully you're still awake with us. This is going to be, he wants this to be addressed to Adrian, Adrian. And then the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Adrian is curious. Do you think Tessa Blanchard will sign with AEW or WWE? I think that's almost unfair to ask someone who may.
I have no inside
You have
information.
no inside information. Okay.
You would be really impressed and shocked and surprised at how close Tony Khan keeps information close to the vest. He really does.
In this day and age, you almost have to.
Yeah, everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a camera, everybody's got a recorder. Information on, one person puts it on Twitter and it's universal. I think she's very talented. There's been rumors, innuendos about who's courting her, who's not courting her. Time will tell. I don't think you can leave someone that talented just out of the business. Can't just exclude them. There's not such a huge amount of just a plethora of talent that you can afford one like that to get away. We'll see.
Absolutely. I think you're going to see soon.
See, you know more than I do.
No. She's been laying low for a couple of months. I don't think it's going to last much
See,
longer.
that was a trick question.
I don't know.
Michael, damn it.
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me. All right, just your signature. This is for Austin Smith in white.
What do you think, Austin?
South Dakota.
Is he holding out?
Michael is not holding out. She was a guest. She did sign here with her new husband. At that time, she
All right, so
still fielding opportunities. Austin Smith, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
purchase
Austin.
tonight.
Mikey Blanton got back to us.
Yep.
It's from Clash November 1991. Steamboat is the mystery partner for Dustin. Arn says not Ricky Steamboat, so that was what he wanted.
All right, there we go. You said you wanted to do it, so
I
this
do.
is going to be the coolest inscription ever. Not Ricky Steamboat. This is for Michael Blanton, Black Label Pro. Goes by the name Lewis Roosterhouse on Facebook. There you go, not Ricky Steamboat. One of a kind there, Michael.
That's a.
Arn Anderson.
Are you sure he wants me to sign Arn Anderson?
I think we still need Arn Anderson.
Now, if you really want a
Yeah,
conversation,
you want you to put not Ricky Steamboat in quotes. That's how I know. Yeah, there we go. Nobody else is going to steal this one. Don't just see this one and say, that's cool, I want this one. This one is a Michael Blanton original.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael. All right, next up we have Jonathan Smith in Flowery Branch, Georgia. He would like for you to, let's see, he would like for you to add 4-time world TV champ in a blue Sharpie in the top left and top right corner. He's very specific.
Okay.
So 4-time NWA champ here.
TV champ.
TV champ, yep.
Okay.
And then yeah, actually, let's just keep it right there. There's a little more space. So if you, because he said top left and top, but I think right here is going to look better. Put the enforcer Arn Anderson. All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, sir.
Then you have 5 minutes, 4 minutes left to get your inscriptions in. 4 minutes. All right, these are just straight signatures from Michael Provost in Plattsburgh, New York. Just your signature.
Okay.
Let's make that 9 minutes.
9 minutes left. Wow, you're generous. Very generous. All right.
Okay.
Well, we're still having our downgraded issue.
I see.
So,
Just your signature on this
Okay.
one as well.
Got it.
But downgraded issue does not mean we're not capturing each and every one of your orders. So
it's going to take a little bit longer to get them.
there we go. Michael, thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, next up we have, all right, this is for John Anderson. John is in Nebraska. I want you to put 2 John, Jon,
Okay.
the enforcer Arn Anderson. All right, and he's actually asked some pretty important life questions, Arn. You ready?
Yep.
T-bone, New York strip, or porterhouse? What's your preference? Or maybe you
Well,
go.
they're all the same cuts, so we should probably go something like bone-in ribeye,
Yeah, but cowboy
filet,
style.
or porterhouse.
Okay.
And I would, for pure flavor, I would have to go with the bone-in ribeye.
Yeah, that's my choice too. And how do you cook it?
Medium to medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
More,
Right answer.
more red than pink.
Yep.
Once it goes past the pink, you have ruined a beautiful piece of meat.
And the best side dish with that, of course, is
Baked potato,
Yep.
butter and bacon.
Loaded. Yep, absolutely. All right, all the right answers.
And that's
Arn.
all.
Yep.
Butter and bacon. Now, it doesn't bother me to over here have a little side skillet blackening some shrimp.
Yeah, if you could fit it in after that
It's like
big
a little,
bone-in ribeye,
little
of course.
side item to chomp on there.
You gotta. This isn't his question. My question, because I've been here 20 years. You've been here a little longer. Where's the best steak right now in Charlotte?
Beef in bottle.
Oh yes, that's my wife's favorite place.
I didn't know about that place until I want to say about 3 years ago.
You get the lobster side with it.
Believe it or not.
Do you get the lobster with the steak?
Nope, we
No?
get 2 orders of the dip.
Okay.
When they have them, the fried oysters,
Okay.
they're about that big
Mm-hmm.
when they're in season, and you can get them.
Well, if you're a lobster fan, I'm telling you, it's not only the best steak, it's the best lobster.
Lobster tail?
Yep. They put the little add-on lobster tail to the.
My son gets that.
Yep.
What was the name of that restaurant, Michael?
Beef and bottle.
You cannot go wrong.
So what they typically do, I'll tell you this, way more information than people want tonight. Beef and Bottle usually does a 50% off, not 50%, but they give a really good, generous gift certificate around the New Year's. My wife and I, we load up, so we basically eat half price. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally one year, we spent $1,000. We got $1,000 in gift certificates. We paid $500, got $1,000 in things. That lasts you about 4 times, about 4 visits per couple.
Yeah, it's now to the gentleman that's inquiring over there. If you're going to take your significant other,
You mean Michael's taking us? That's what we're talking
No,
No,
I
that's
can't.
not what we heard.
No, it's not. You didn't hear
yeah,
that.
it's for a family of four. You're looking at about three bills, but it's well worth it.
They give you 3 different dinner bills.
All right, back to the task at hand. Adley Howe wants you to write to Adley, A-D-L-A-I, A-D-L-A-I,
Adley.
Adley. Adley, your friend, Arn Anderson. To Adley, your friend, forever the enforcer. Forever the enforcer.
Okay, there you go, sir.
You know, Kevin, I'm going to tell you, I think about once a year maybe about no longer eating meat, and then I go to beef and bottle and I can't do it. I realize it's a good idea in principle not to eat any meat, but man, why would you want to do that after they can make a steak like that?
Now, let me tell you a restaurant that is on equal ground with the overall meal.
Okay.
Ricardo's,
Okay.
Japanese,
Mm-hmm.
down in Pineville.
Yep. I live right across the street from there. Yep.
Steak and lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Get the big filet, the lobster, right? Double order on the noodles.
Mm. Okay.
So I get the double noodles. My youngest gets the double noodles. My oldest double noodles. The wife, of course, gets single noodles.
Sure. Watching the carbs.
But we're watching the couple down at the end, and this guy's got this huge pile, not knowing we ordered double noodles.
Mm-hmm.
And he's cooking away, and he starts sliding those big piles over, and he sees that we have huge piles and he has small, and he goes, "Hey, I'll take some of those noodles too," thinking that it should have been cut out 4 ways
Mm-hmm.
instead of 3.
Sure.
So we had to explain to him.
You know, the one thing I don't like about those types of restaurants is I feel like you have to do a lot of work in clapping and appreciating the presentation.
I don't.
You don't. You just ignore
I've been
them.
going
Well, that's why
that-
they cut your noodles out. So you didn't clap.
No, not my noodles, the other guy's noodles.
other-
I got my
You got
big,
your
huge
noodles.
pile.
All right. Okay.
I've been going since they were open.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first week they opened. They know me in there. I'm not supposed to clap. They don't ask me to clap. We make a mess, spill shit everywhere. They're used to us. They look at us and they go, "Oh God," but he tips well.
So it's he's talking about a Japanese hibachi place. You know, they cook it on the table. They do the routine, the volcano onion, the shrimp in the cap, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of pressure to reward the cook.
Well, there was a knockoff over in on Monroe Road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name of it. Been a while back. Well, it just so happened that cook, it was named something like that, but it wasn't part of this same chain.
Right.
Well, the cook was hammered. Apparently, he had gotten shit-faced before he came to work,
Okay.
and he sprayed the stuff and threw the match, and he almost blew my wife up.
Oh wow.
So I very, very quickly stood up and grabbed him by the collar and said, "Come over here with me." You do know
What year was this?
If this would have been, God, this could have been 15 years ago. I said, if my wife is burned, I'm gonna have to kill you. You do know that. So you stay right here for a second. Thank God she wasn't burned, but it was a close one.
Yeah.
My kids were horrified.
I bet. I bet.
Mom, is Dad gonna kill the cook? We haven't even eaten yet.
So I guess we didn't go back there. That was a one-time visit.
No.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, we didn't even stay.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I mean, it literally, had she not had room to really back up big
She would
time,
have been singed.
yeah, it was a bad deal. And knowing that he was shit-faced. The accidents happen.
Yeah,
When they happen and you're hammered, you're
Right.
guilty.
sure. Absolutely. All right, and we've covered all the dining establishments here in Charlotte, and this is the last call. You're going to have 2 minutes to get to highspotsauctions.com and get those orders in for the enforcer, Arn Anderson. He's spent the last 90 minutes with us telling some great stories, signing some great autographs. So if you don't mind, go ahead and go to highspotsauctions.com and pick up your inscription right now. And back to that, we have Jason Helms in Clover, South Carolina. Jason wants you to just put the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Got it.
He's just a big fan of yours. Just wanted to say you rock.
Thank you.
And if you wouldn't mind, at the bottom of that, just writing a Hall of Fame 2012.
Will do.
Awesome.
There you
All
go,
right,
sir.
Jason in Clover, South Carolina.
Clover's
I'll
not too
have-
far down the road.
I'll have Big Steak drop this off at your house.
We do not offer curbside assistance here.
All right.
They are not providing Uber service for the merch.
All right. This is going to be to Chad Anderson.
There's a couple Andersons now. Are these
This is your distant
relatives?
This is your distant cousin Chad Anderson in Adrian, Michigan.
I don't think we ever made it up that way. He's safe. There you go, Chad.
All right, to Chad. Thank you so much. Chad has asked, and I'm not. Maybe get clarification. I'm just asking the questions. He's asking why your first WWF run was so short. I'm assuming he's talking about the one with you and Tully. A lot of people
Yeah.
might have heard the story. Tully, not you. Tully might have caused that trip to be a little bit more abrupt. So
No, we both decided we were going to leave because we weren't being paid what we were told we were going to be paid, to be perfectly honest with you. When a man makes you a promise that is your owner, employer, boss, you expect him to keep his word, and he didn't, so we left.
okay. This one's for Dallas Eisenreich. This is going to be to Dallas.
To Dallas.
And then he wants you to write the enforcer Arn Anderson. Yeah, you said you're a football fan, right? You're a fan of probably multiple sports.
Love college football, Georgia fan, love pro football, love the Braves.
He wants to know the best enforcer in another sport. Who's the best enforcer in a different sport? I'll simplify it for you. Maybe what athlete kind of you looked at and were inspired by? There's got to be a favorite. As a fan, you always are attracted to somebody, some athlete.
How could you not be impressed with your initial run of Mike Tyson?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about just a raw bone animal. Had the opportunity to see him when he appeared on our show. He got himself back in great shape. I would say Dave Schultz back in the day made you want to watch hockey
Mm-hmm.
because he was going to knock somebody's ass out pretty much every game.
Right.
And how could you probably even address MMA unless you address John Bones Jones?
You a big MMA fan?
Love it. You gotta understand how much training and sparring and full-blown grappling and just basically beating the crap out of their body every single day with the hopes that they might get a shot at the big time.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of those guys that sacrifice so much just to be considered in that sport that never make a nice dime. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So you got to look at that and go, man, they're really dedicated. They really are. My hat's off to them, because I've seen a lot of guys in our business, and we're in the entertainment business, but a lot of guys that were really good and worked real hard and just never caught that break.
Sure.
And never made any money, and you feel bad for those guys, because if the world was right, they should have made some money. And in MMA, it's a lot of guys don't, some do. It's a hell of a way to make a living, boy.
Very few people make a lot of money in that business.
Yes, yes, and hey, it's the business they've chose, just like it was the business I've chosen. A lot of people made a lot more money than me, but I also made a lot more money than a lot of guys in the real world, and I never got lost on that. Just very fortunate to have had the run I've had.
All right. Thank you for that question. We're got the next one up we have is for Dwayne Dolly in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. You'd just like a personalization to Dwayne.
Got it.
And then add the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Dwayne's also getting the books. If you could add to Dwayne, the enforcer, Arn Anderson kid book as well. You know, we always ask people, everybody's favorite. Do you have a least favorite Anderson, maybe of any sport? Nothing coming to mind?
No,
All right.
don't think so.
Phrase it, least favorite person named Anderson. Let's see.
Least favorite Anderson, wow. I'm sure there's some shiftless Andersons out there.
All right, next up we have Rachel Kelly. Kelly
Okay,
from
Rachel?
Hodgenville, Kentucky. You can put to Rachel, the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Rachel?
That's right.
Hope you enjoy the read, Rachel. Hope it's interesting.
We got another one for Rachel, to Rachel.
Okay.
Put to Rachel, the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
There you go, young lady.
And one more for Rachel. To Rachel,
Right,
the
Rachel.
enforcer,
You are
Arn Anderson.
loading up.
Rachel wants to know your favorite Gene Hackman film.
Okay, 1 second. To Rachel.
Concentration.
Got to get this right. How about Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood? How about The Firm with Tom Cruise starring in that? See that one?
I read the book, The Firm.
I didn't ask you about the book.
I did not see the movie. Did not.
See the movie. It's a good rental.
All right, I read the
It
book.
actually turns
You
out,
know, when I read the book, I usually don't like to watch.
if I want to
the
get
movie.
cut off in mid-sentence, I'll go home. Okay? The
Yes, sir.
Firm turned out to be a love story, so you can get the missus, high pockets, and spend a few bucks and buy some popcorn and pop it. Sit down and watch The Firm. You will be very happy that I suggested it.
Okay.
It's a great entertaining movie. Good drama, good
Well-
acting. It's a love story, as it turns out.
Always looking for one of those movies I can watch with the wife and both of us enjoy. So
Feels good.
Yeah.
I just had a sign raised back in the distance in between all of this property that you own, said, give him a spine buster.
fortunately, I'm over your spine buster weight limit now.
Is there, do I have a weight limit?
250? Yes, 250.
250.
Once you get over 250, doctor says do not give anybody a spine buster. That's the rule.
I'll take the doctor's orders, and that's okay. I would prefer them like 150.
Right.
You know, that I can still handle.
I think
You
anything-
look like you might be heavy in the ass. You could be
I
like
am,
Robert
Bob.
Gibson.
Probably.
Impossible to be slammed or suplexed.
Trust me, if we were that close and and I knew you were about to give me the spine buster, you'd never get close enough to me to give me the
I
spine
could
buster.
certainly not get you up.
I'd be running the other way for sure.
If it wasn't your wallet that was weighting you down, it could be that large ass you have that might be doing it.
The large ass has been a problem.
Yes.
All right. I know we have some turnbuckles, and we're cutting off.
You ready?
Right? We're closed, right?
Yeah,
We're
off.
closed. So, guys, I'm sorry if you missed the opportunity to get a personalization with Arn. Perhaps next time, we'll come back and we'll talk about some more great Charlotte restaurants, and
Let's do
he'll
that.
give us some more movies to watch with the wife. But for now, we're gonna close up with the turnbuckles, the famous turnbuckles, and we're gonna use.
Let's get the white one.
Did the white dry? Do we get final confirmation that the white was dry?
He's checking on that now.
Okay. We had an unfortunate opportunity one time where we had all our turnbuckles signed with a beautiful pen, and none of them dried. The vinyl's kind of a funny surface. Sometimes it doesn't dry, so we had to go back and do a fix on
And
that.
that's something
So-
you couldn't account for in advance, right?
Well, better planning we probably could have, just like now. You see the planning we just did? We signed one about 10 minutes ago, and we said, does it dry in time?
And the
He
verdict?
does.
It does. So fortunately,
Let's knock them out.
this beautiful water-based white acrylic pen is going to be the star for the next few signatures here.
My friend Tony and my booking agent, he has good pens too.
Tony's a good pen guy. He's a
an
good snack.
awesome.
He's a good snack guy too.
Yes, the best. But he always ribs me because he'll give me like a 24 pack of ho-hos or something.
Mm-hmm.
But for a signing, he'll just like slip it between there, and I'll go, "What the hell's that?" I'll open it up, and it's loaded powdered donuts, knowing that if I eat that shit, I will be sleeping in 12 to 14 minutes.
Right.
So it's a test because he knows business first with me. Can't eat them, and they just sit there and call you. Have a ho-ho, Arn, we're down here. 2 ho-hos, maybe some milk.
Well,
Cruel.
It is. I blame Tony Hunter for my last 20 pounds. How about that? For all those snacks that I can't say no to. All right.
Okay, so you're responsible for the lard ass.
Yeah, it's him.
He does have a large butt, Tony. I don't know if you noticed.
All right. This is for Adam DelGrosse, and he'd like for you on the top of there to add the enforcer, or to the bottom. That's fine.
Okay, let me go. 2.
No, not two. No, not two. Just
It's not to Adam?
nope. He just wants the enforce. He just wants to write the enforcer Arn Anderson. Just write
How about-
the enforcer up here. He doesn't want it two.
Okay, he gets 2 for free.
We'll wipe the two off.
The enforcer?
We got a magic pen. We'll get rid of the two. The enforcer. Yep. There we go. So we got the.
Michael, let everybody know we still have a pile of probably about 10 orders that were late coming in.
Oh, okay.
So let everybody know that we still have some stuff coming up.
Guys, yeah, don't panic. I jumped the gun in saying there's only turnbuckles left, but this one's for Adam DelGrosse. He wants to know, what do you want to be remembered for? I guess when we look back on your career, which you're still in the middle of, what do you want to be remembered for?
Maybe in some small way. Leave the business better than you found it.
Okay. This one, let's see, after he signs it, okay, this is going to be interesting. He wants you to write 2 tieback, like so, 2 Tyback.
Wait a minute. Like Ryback,
Yep.
but tieback.
Exactly. He wants you to. This is a little long. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
And this is probably the only time.
Up here still?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
put it right here. He wants you to personalize it, saying, "quote order all the Waffle House bacon and eggs in stock."
Order. The Waffle House. Bacon and eggs
Bacon
in
and
stock.
eggs in stock. Yep. All right, and then at the bottom of it, just the Arn Anderson.
No hash browns scattered and smothered.
No, we
smothered.
cut the personalizations off at 35 lines related to Waffle House. After that, it has to be a corporate sponsored event.
Good call.
Hashtag beef, what is it, bottle and beef?
Beef and bottled.
Beef and bottle.
Hey, listen, I'm looking for another sponsor for the show.
I've already tagged
If
him.
you could,
We have.
I will dump.
There he is. What's up, George?
I will dump the Steel Cage podcast in 2 seconds if you give me about $1,000 little eating credit.
They can afford it.
For the cast. For the cast.
No matter what you do not order a salad there.
Oh yeah,
Arn,
it's-
I don't know if you've looked at my body, but I don't eat salads.
Good call. Me either. What they do there, and I don't know why they do this, because it leads to a less than enjoying experience. They take a whole head of lettuce and just cut it up about 6 ways and put it on your plate, and that's the salad.
well, they also let you build it yourself. They put a little plate of vegetables. You know, you're supposed to put your peppers and you put your tomatoes.
No,
No.
I didn't wait for that. I just said, I never saw the plate.
Okay.
I said, take those heads of lettuce that you have in our way. We can't get to the dip. Get that shit out of here.
I don't know why I didn't
And
follow that.
they must have heard that before, because they obliged.
They obliged? All right.
Michael, Tyback that you just got done doing is actually a member of the podcast. And
Sorry, I'm dumping you if I get food.
just told me
My
to
fat
pay for
ass needs some
sponsorship.
steak.
I'm sorry I said you had a fat ass. It's Tony's fault. It's the ho-hos.
All right, this next one is for Louis Marcano. He just wants you to put the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, 2012 Hall of Fame. Not, yeah, okay, there we go.
Arn Anderson, Hall of Fame.
2012 Hall of Fame. All right, and Lewis has also snuck in a little photo here, so we'll get this one signed while we're on Lewis.
Got it.
Just your signature. All right, thank you, Lewis, over there in North Providence, Rhode Island. Now, actually, this one says 2, number 2. So maybe you have one more of these photos. Yeah, I caught that one. I did my job. He actually wanted a second one that signed Arn Anderson.
My bad.
You see, he
Just Arn
selected
Anderson.
2. Yep.
All right, good deal.
Good catch, right?
That's why you're the boss. You should provide a 401k for these poor folks that have to work under your slave labor, however.
I liked you until just now.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Most people initially like me, and then after a minute or so, not so much.
All right, just sign there for Wayne Jewett and Franklin. Just your signature.
Sign?
Yep, just. All right, and also for Wayne, he wants you to write the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
I'm assuming you got class going on tonight?
He just came back from teaching class. He's asking, George South just came in off camera. George was teaching our beginner students at our wrestling school, which is not here. It's
At the other place.
Yep. All right. So this one's going to be for Marshall Sherman in Brooklyn, New York. He wants the Enforcer at the top
Okay,
and the autograph Arn Anderson at the bottom.
okay.
All right. Who am I putting in charge of to make sure we get another one of these white pens for this? So,
Amazon.
all right.
Say it like 5 times now, and then I'll remember it.
All right. Tommy, you're in charge of making sure we get a white pen, so that way we can do this again. All right.
You have upgraded your product with the white pen, you know that.
Mm-hmm. And
If that's possible.
I got to find who provided that pen, because we've been just reusing their pen. All right, so this is going to be for Dave Hancock. If you write to Dave,
Yep,
and then the enforcer Arn Anderson.
got it.
This is the guy that showed us the pen.
Oh, thank you, Michael DeRoche. We have used your pen all night. So to Dave, and then the enforcer Arn Anderson. And you know Dave, because Dave does the social media for your podcast.
Wait a minute.
Dave Hancock.
You talking about Dave Silva?
No, Dave Hancock. Dave, he's questioning. I know you work with Conrad. David Hancock.
David Hancock. I need a face.
All right, next one. Let's see. Didn't we just sign for Adam, or is this
We did.
two?
There's a request that he asked. We took the 2 off for him. He asked if Arn could write number 4.
Oh, okay, I see. So this is the one we added the 2. We scrubbed that, so if he
Yes.
strikes the 4 at the bottom.
Got you, bet.
There you go.
And this is Dave. Who's this today?
No, no,
Just so you know, guys, the reason I did not put there, we're trying to be as specific as your request.
Yeah.
That's the my normal signature. So unless there's a special request, that's what I do.
Sure. All right, so this one's Adrian Gallup in the UK.
All
want
right,
you to
Adrian.
write-
What time is it in the UK?
See, I think it's what 5 hours ahead. So that's got to be 2 in the morning, something like that.
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
All right, he'd like for you to write 4-time NWA WCW TV champ.
I think if you do an X, that's
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
right?
that's right.
4-time.
NWA/WCW. TV champ. And then the signature on the bottom.
This is Dave Hancock.
All right. That's your social media director for your podcast, right here.
That guy I know. Sorry, I'm just learning the names, Dave. Forgive me.
Go Adrian. All right. Now we have Chris Scone. Let's see. Please have him sign it. The enforcer Arn Anderson. Got any more?
Yeah, this one right here and this stack right here.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. All right, this one, he wants us in a blue paint pen?
That's what he requested.
All
I would
right.
do the light blue one.
Absolutely.
Tommy has the last stack for you.
All right, let's see. Let me make sure. Vince Russo has said that everyone, including yourself, was okay. Okay. All right, just put the enforcer Arn Anderson on this one. This is from Anthony Militic. Anthony has asked the question, and now I remember this because Anthony wrote to me, wanted to make sure that this would be a suitable question. He wants to know, what did you think of David Arquette winning the WCW championship? Nobody. He wants to know. He said Vince Russo has said that everyone, including yourself, was okay with David Arquette winning the title. Nobody told him it was a bad idea. If true, why didn't you tell him it was bad? So I guess generally, do you think basically an outsider, a person from Hollywood winning the title was bad for wrestling?
My initial old school upbringing might have thought that. I also was not in a position to even argue the situation. the one saving grace of it all, when the night was over, David Arquette, I think, ordered about 50 pizzas for all the boys
That'll
bar.
certainly go far.
and picked up some bar tabs.
Okay.
So he immediately got over with me and the fact that he was being respectful to everyone in the room, that he had stepped into our business. He was a fan. He spoke very highly. The intent was to get a lot of mainstream press, which it did. I've had to alter my thinking over the years and take these situations. I wasn't real high on Hogan sitting there in an arm bar from Jay Leno either. You know, but when it was on every news outlet and every cable channel and everything else the next day, you figured out, you know, who's the smart guy here and who's the guy that's just holding out, being a hard ass. That would be me. So it didn't bother me to the point that I was gonna, you know, that I even remember it bother me. It really didn't.
The whole point's always to grow the audience. So, you know, sometimes you just got to
Get some fresh eyes on it. You know, I've learned to accept the business for what it is at that particular point in time. You have to, or you perish and go away.
Sure.
Not ready to go away just yet.
Absolutely not. I'll try a little trick here to see if that helps, just for future. I'm going to put a little sheet of paper underneath when we sign these trunks, give it a little thing on the bottom here. So this is just the
Black?
Arn Anderson, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I bet you own something here. Look at there.
Does that help out at all? You
Yeah,
tell me.
that,
Huh?
yes, it does.
Okay. This is going to be signed. This is for Angie Dana in the Woodlands, Texas. Angie wants to know Pam Anderson or Lonnie Anderson. Very, very good questions. I mean, I have a natural answer, but what's your answer? Pam Anderson or Lonnie Anderson?
Oh, gosh. I guess you would probably have to go Pam Anderson, I guess, wouldn't you?
My answer would have been both, but you know, okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, both are beautiful women. What can I tell you?
All right, I did miss on Anthony's the personalization. If we could write Master of the Spine Buster right there.
Got it.
All right, guys, we're in the final lap here. Just probably about 5 of these left. So we appreciate everybody who's tuned in tonight, everybody who bought a personalization, everybody who bought just a plain autograph. This is going to be, we're going to take next Tuesday off. We're actually going to be, it's going to be part of our holiday sale, but in 2 weeks, we'll be back here with Heath Slater. So we'll,
Oh,
another guy
one of
right
my
here.
friends.
All right, this one's going to be for Charles Dasher. Just put the Enforcer Arn Anderson.
Got it.
So 2 weeks from tonight, join us with Tuesday. Sign It Live with Heath Slater. We have 10 more days of holiday virtual shows between now and then, so don't feel like you'll not see enough of us here on Facebook Live. All right,
Everybody needs entertainment
We
these
do.
days, that's for sure.
we're doing our best. All right, this one's going to be just signed.
Okay.
This one's for Joseph Sanchez in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you, Joseph.
Hope you enjoy the read, Joseph.
All right, and this one, just your signature. This one's being signed for Josh Whitaker in Salt Lake City, Utah. Josh wants to know your opinion of the Evolution faction.
I thought those guys looked good together, and the functionality of the young guys being with Hunter and Flair, helping them along at a time that they needed it, I think absolutely worked. I thought it was one of the better things for that time period.
Yep. This is for Francis Slater. If you could just put the Enforcer Arn Anderson.
Will do.
And Francis has asked if had a memorable Dangerous Alliance moment.
Probably the war games that we're all in. I think it was against Sting Squadron, if I'm not correct. If I am correct. Thought that was a memorable night.
Just your signature on this one. This one's being signed for Vern Strickland in West Union, Ohio. Thank you, Vern.
Thank you, Vern.
And let's see. This one's going to be for Paul Hanley. This one's just signed the Enforcer Arn Anderson, WWE Hall of Fame 2012. Let's see. Hall of Fame there. There we go. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
All right, Josh Horvath. This one is, I'd like for you to put it to Josh and Aaron.
That's the wife's name. Nice.
He said to Josh and Aaron, partners forever. He advises the two of you to watch The Firm tonight. And splurge on the popcorn, Josh.
Yes, and get it with butter.
He wants to know your best memory of Jim Cornette.
Probably when Jimmy had Smoky Mountain Wrestling and he brought me over to be the Rock and Roll Express's partner against his crew. Sorry, I'm stretching. My hamstring is cramping a little, folks.
No, people don't understand. It's tough to sit in these high chairs like this. You know, you just get that.
Especially when it's geared to blow up. It just hasn't yet.
They don't know that story. I didn't tell them that I broke a chair.
You blew one up, didn't you?
I did.
So you gave me the same chair.
No, we talked about this.
Oh, you said it was the heavy duty one, but you tell me, do they look exactly alike?
You didn't break it.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, I got
So
you
that was
standing.
my Jim Cornette story. And we had me under a sheet, and I was the surprise guest.
I remember
Fighter. It was pretty cool.
I remember that. Smoky Mountain Wrestling and ECW are two of the things that got me back into wrestling after I
Definitely
left for a couple of years. All right, so on this one, to John, John, and then the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. And this is the second one for John, right? This is
Well, great.
John wants to know what it was like facing off with Sting again, or having Sting, I guess, back with AEW.
In a word, unbelievable. Had a lot of emotions. Standing there looking at that man in that ring, we have a 30-something year history. Way cool.
It was cool. Cool moment. All right, just your signature on this one.
Okay.
I'll use the gold. Let's do the Sharpie on that one. The Sharpie.
All right. Got it.
Actually, let me give you a new fresh gold that I didn't leave without the top on it for the last hour. Let's throw that one away.
Okay.
All right, and we just got a little fix it in our final one of tonight. What did I leave off here?
Personalization.
Personal. So two
It
Chad.
was on our end. It got mixed up on our end. Yeah.
So
Just apologize to him.
so you just need two Chad Anderson.
No, we need
The Enforcer?
right there.
All right, so we just need to add the Enforcer.
Yeah,
All right.
no problem. Can fix that easy.
Just apologize to him that we messed up on that.
Sorry about that, Chad.
You got it.
Oh, I have to apologize.
We have to apologize.
it was
my
my
bad.
bad.
Thank you, Arn, for taking it.
I'll take the heat.
And with that, Chad, we fixed it for you.
Guys,
From the
remember,
other-
the reason all you guys are here, the boss never takes the heat.
I try to tell them that every day, Arn. Thank you so much.
That's
That'll
just,
balance out that 401k statement. We're okay
just
again.
be smart. Take the heat. That's it.
Well, thanks. Thank you so much, Arn, for spending 2 hours with us tonight. Appreciate all the entertainment that you've given us. And I want to thank you and AEW for, from day one in the pandemic, you guys have plowed through and given us fans a great product to watch.
Well, we're on the same team, you and I. It's about entertainment and keeping the product out there when it looks like there's no way to do it. And you're doing a hell of a job here. Glad you could work me in for a couple hours. I always enjoy these.
Absolutely. And thanks again for all the recommendations on where to eat and the movies. And, you know, my wife's going to be the real beneficiary here. So
Well, when you walk out the door, don't just forget it.
I won't forget it.
You know,
Absolutely not.
jot it down if you have to.
All right, guys, remember, we're going to take a break tomorrow to watch AEW, but we'll be back on Thursday night with Funko Night. So Jake will be back in the hosting chair, and there's going to be no shortage of shows for you to watch and entertainment that we'll provide to you. But tomorrow night, we'll take it off. We'll watch AEW, and I bet you a couple people have probably watched Impact Wrestling for the first time tonight in quite a while. But with that being said, Arn, thanks once again. We're gonna sign off tonight, and this will be another edition of Sign It Live with the High Spot Superstore. We appreciate it. Thanks, Arn.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the North Pole. It's me, Mrs. Claus. I'm here with my friends Rudolph and Elizabeth the Elf. Say hi, guys. Hi. Santa is very busy in his workshop making toys for all the good wrestling fan girls and boys. But he asked us to sing a special song to tell you about the great deals that High Spots is having all December long. Are you ready to sing with me, guys?
A song?
We practiced it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you start.
Okay. On the first day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me some great deals on DVDs.
On the second day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs.
On the third day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs. On the fourth day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs.
On the 5th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 5 Jericho things.
4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs.
On the 6th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 6 signed figures.
5 Jericho things.
4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs. On the 7th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 7 micro brawlers returned on dolls.
6 signed figures.
5 Jericho things.
4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVD.
8th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 8 signed promos.
7 micro brawlers.
6 signed figures.
5 Jericho things.
4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs.
On the 9th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 9 Sean Burgers.
8 signed promos.
7 micro brawlers.
6 signed figures.
5 Jericho things. 4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs. On the 10th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 10 auction items.
9 Sean Burgers.
8 signed promos.
7 micro brawlers.
6 signed figures.
5 Jericho things.
4 Horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs.
7th day of Christmas. High Spots gave to me 11 mystery boxes.
10 auction items.
9 chum burgers.
8 signed promos.
7 hyper brawlers.
6 signed figures.
5 Jericho things.
4 horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs.
The 12th day of Christmas, High Spots gave to me 12 signed art prints.
11 mystery boxes.
10 auction items.
9 chum burgers.
8 signed promos.
7 hyper brawlers.
6 signed figures.
All the Jericho things.
4 horsemen.
3 Funko Pops.
2 oddball items.
And some great deals on DVDs. Thanks, everybody. We hope we see you this month, all month long, for the 12 Days of High Spots Christmas. Facebook Live all month in December. Thanks, guys.